So welcome to session number 1, configuring your account. In this session, we will be talking about your Omnisend account configuration, and we will cover the following points. So we will talk a little bit about Omnisend integrations, store connections, and third-party apps. Account setup, so more about different settings that you should enable on your account, like language setup, sender's email verification, time zone, and more. A little bit about deliverability and warming up, so that's a very important step when starting up. And finally, about migrating from other platforms in case that applies for you. So Omnisend Integrations. So if you just created your account, you will see the 4 steps you will need to take to get started. The first one and the most important one is to actually connect your store to Omnisend. So you can click Connect Store here, and you will be able to choose the platform that you're sending, that your store is on. So we have a direct integration of different platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, Magento. But if you if your store is based on a different platform that you cannot find on the list, you can use other here and connect it as well using our direct API integration. So just click connect and enter your store domain and just click connect store. So each connection is a little bit different, and you can find detailed step-by-step guides on our knowledge base. I really recommend referring to those when you are connecting your store. But for example, Shopify, this is one of the most popular integrations on Omnisend. So for Shopify, we actually, we will import or sync contacts. We will sync abandoned carts, products, and orders. We will do that all automatically behind the scenes. So we have a two-way sync, meaning that any contacts coming from Shopify or coming from Omnisend will be synced. So from Shopify to Omnisend and vice versa. If you're integrating via API integration, you might need a developer to help you achieve all of the different features that are available on Omnisend. So as soon as you connect your store, you will be granted a trial plan for 14 days, so you could try out our paid features. So the trial plan, you can actually try out almost everything that is available on Pro, like SMS channel, as well as other different channels that we have, like Facebook custom audiences, push notifications, and automation workflows. So more about pricing and different features, you can visit our omnisend.com page and look for the pricing section. So you will see what comes with each different plan. What's important to mention here is that our pricing is based on the number of subscribers you have on your account, and it's adjusted automatically according to the growth of your contact list. As for integrations, so we also have a lot of different third-party apps that we integrate with, like Facebook Messenger as an additional channel that you can communicate with your clients. You can also connect Google ads or Facebook ads to Omnisend. We have a lot of different apps, for example, for additional sign-up forms or for the loyalty points that you create. So you can find the full list of different third-party apps that we integrate with on our knowledge base as well. I will now we will talk about account setup. So let me switch to my Omnisend account and I will show you the most important parts in your settings that you should configure first. Right. So in your Omnisend account, You can find the profile menu here, and you will actually see the pricing plan that you are on, as well as the next invoice date. You can see how many email credits or SMS credits are left for this billing cycle as well. Then you can move to account management, and I will open it as a new tab because I will want to come back to this menu later. So in account management, you will be directed to a different page where you can actually see the different stores that you connected to Omnisend. So you can actually register more stores here, and those will be connected right to your account. So you will see a list of different stores connected here. You will also need to add your billing details here if you decide to subscribe to a paid plan. So you can add credit card details here, as well as add company information, VAT number if you have one, and that will be reflected on the invoices in the future. So you will be able to find all of the invoices from Omnisend in the billing history if you're on a paid plan. And we also have a users tab here. So in the users tab, you can actually add more users, and the number of users depends on the pricing plan that you're on. But we have different user roles. So here you can add, for example, your employees, and each role will have different access. So like campaign coordinator here will actually be able to set up campaigns and enable those, but that person will not be able to see the billing information of your account. So there are some restrictions. Keep in mind that if you connect more stores to one Omnisend account, those will be billed on the same credit card, as well as all of the users will have access to all of the stores. So if you don't want that, then we recommend you to start with an entirely new Omnisend account and create your second store on a different account if you don't want those two connected. Going back to the menu, so in store settings, you will actually be able to subscribe to your pricing plan if you decide to do that, as well as to the SMS subscription if you decide to use SMS service. You can also check SMS pricing here. Under settings, you can change the password. If you go to the contact information page, you can actually check if the details that you provided during the registration are correct, and you also can check the time zone that you have set for your account. So we set a time zone based on the details that you provided about your company, about your brand, and we will send your campaigns according to this time zone. So if this is not what you want, then you can change it here. You can also add a default logo for your company, as well as social links, and we will actually include those in your campaigns and automation in the footer going forward, so you will not need to add them each time again. If you go back to settings, under channel settings, you will find your sender's emails. So you should add your sender's email here from where you will be sending your email campaigns and automation. What we really recommend is to use your store's domain email. So like in the example here, at basicpiece.com, and not something like Google or yahoo.com, because those can bounce, and that is not good for your business. So always use sender's email on your store's domain. Once you add new sender's email, just click verify, and we will send you a verification email to your inbox. Once you verify, you will be able to send from that sender's email. In the language and translations page, you can check the default text that we have. And you can also choose the different language if your store is not English, for example. So you can choose a different language. We have a selection here. If you cannot find your language, you can reach out to support and we will find a way to include it in the future. And yeah, you can just adjust the text if something does not work for you here. There are some things like sender's domain, where you can actually assign your domain you will be sending from, as well as save templates. So you can save templates when you create campaigns and automation, and next time reuse those, so you don't need to recreate everything from scratch. Preference management page, so you can ask your contacts to update their preferences using this preference management page. A lot of different things here, so you can look around, like collect SMS consent. You will be able to enable that if you have a Shopify store and you wish to collect SMS consent via the checkout. So look around, and more about those features you will be able to find in our help center here. So you will be redirected. You can actually search the different sections, or you can use keywords and search for the specific feature. Right, so if your store is new, as mentioned before, we will sync your contacts to Omnisend automatically. But you should definitely go ahead and set up some Omnisend sign-up forms to start growing your contact list. If you have a footer form, you will need to integrate it with Omnisend. So just look for the newsletter sign-up form at the bottom. I have some drafts here, and integrate it with Omnisend. So you will find the guide when doing that. More about this in session 2 about contacts on Wednesday. So I guess that's it from the account setup. Now let's go back to the presentation, and we will talk about deliverability and warming up. So we will touch this topic a little bit more in other sessions as well, but there are some things that you should already be aware of when getting started with email marketing. So what is email deliverability? It's actually the ability to deliver your emails right to subscribers' email inboxes, not to junk, not to promotions, but right to the inboxes. Some email inbox providers like Yahoo, Gmail, they measure your sender reputation based on the quality of your campaigns, on the frequency, how frequent you send, user interaction, how well they engage with your campaigns, and then they determine where your emails are routed. So good email deliverability is one of the major metrics showing that your business is successful. So what aspects influence your deliverability? Number 1 is how you collect your subscribers. Collecting your subscribers organically will ensure great open rates. You can collect consent via online stores like the checkout when the contact places an order, or you can integrate your footer form that you have on your store. You can also add many different sign-up forms that Omnisend has to offer as well. Number 2 is very important, how you send your newsletters. So if you send quality targeted content and invite your subscribers for communication, then good deliverability is assured. So in this case, I'm showing that you can actually, if you don't want to directly communicate to your subscribers, you can actually ask a question in your campaign and hide links under the different pictures, under the different images, and ask them to vote. This way you will get some engagement, you will get some clicks, and that will assure you good deliverability in the future. What else is how you look after your contact list, and that is a very important part. So in Omnisend, our customers maintain their contact list healthy, and they clean those of all the inactive contacts emails twice a year. So according to studies in the industry, approximately 30% of emails go bad in just 1 year. And the examples could be just the person may have left the company or got married and changed their email inbox. So a lot of different reasons. That's why keeping sending to such email addresses will might earn you bounces and have a bad impact on your deliverability. And also, if somebody subscribed to your emails 6 months ago, that doesn't mean that they are interested in those now. That might end up marked as spam. So what we recommend is to create a segment based on your subscribers' recent activity, like in this example I'm showing here, and unsubscribe those inactive contacts that have not opened your email campaign in the last 6 months. They have not purchased any product in the last 6 months. So you can create that segment and unsubscribe the engaged contacts immediately. If you repeat this twice a year, you will have great deliverability results. And finally, you need to warm up. And warming up is essential if you are migrating from another email service provider, if you use something before, or if you have been collecting your list for quite some time and you're only starting to use email marketing. Why? Because during the warm-up process, large inbox providers, once again, Gmail, Yahoo, Microsoft, they will be evaluating or adjusting your sender reputation score because you will be sending from different services. They will be looking at the quality of your list, previous interactions with your mail or domain. So if you begin sending to the most engaged audience, you will earn faultless sender reputation. So before you import your contact list to Omnisend, first, we recommend clean your list. You can get as much data about your subscribers' engagement, like average open or click rates, purchase history rates from your previous provider, and you can import that information as tags or custom properties to Omnisend. Another option is you can clean your list using one of the cleaning services like Mailgun, Never Bounce, quick email verification. You can clean the list with your previous provider if you're migrating as well. So different ways of cleaning your list. And number 2 is send to engage segments first, because that is one of the metrics that those inbox providers will be also checking. So you can segment your contacts on purchase behavior. So send to contacts that recently purchased something from you. You can segment them based on clicks and based on open rates as well. We have a step-by-step guide on how you can create those different segments with Omnisend. So look for a warm-up plan on our knowledge base, and you will find those details. If you are a brand that has been collecting your list for quite some time, but you have not used any email service provider before, so in that way, you can create an engaged segment based on the email opt-in date. So you can get that information as well. Once we sync your contacts, or once you import your contacts, make sure that this information is available. So you will be able to create a segment based on the email opt-in date. And first, just send to the ones that recently opt in, and then, of course, grow your segment later. So those are the ways. Right, and a little bit shortly about migrating from other platforms. So we will look into the key steps for you to take if you're migrating from another email provider. Number 1, keep your old account until your Omnisend account is completely ready. This is necessary because we do not recommend closing it before you transfer all of the data. You might miss something, you might forget something. So first, transfer all of your data like contacts, recreate your automation workflows if you have any of those. Make sure everything works on Omnisend as intended, and only then close your other account. First, start with the contact import. Make sure you transfer all information collected with your previous email service provider, especially information, especially your suppression list, information about open rates, average click rates, purchase behavior information as well. That way you will be able to warm up and ensure great deliverability in the future. You can import your contacts from file or individually. If you go to Audience tab, you can actually just add contacts, just use Add Contacts button. If you're migrating from MailChimp, we have a separate method for you to import your contacts directly via MailChimp, via the integration we have with MailChimp. So use that wizard. And yeah, the next step is to integrate your sign-up form. So if you have an embedded form on your store, and if you have integrated, especially if you have integrated with your previous email service provider, you will need to integrate that with Omnisend so we can actually get those contacts that sign up to Omnisend. We also have a lot of different sign-up forms that you can create with Omnisend. So if you go to Forms tab, you will find pop-up, sign-up form, Wheel of Fortune, a landing page. So you can create those with Omnisend, and we actually encourage you to create those with Omnisend and see, if you can actually replace any of the existing ones with the Omnisend sign-up forms, for the best performance. And finally, you can transfer HTML templates with your email design. Though recreating your templates will ensure smooth and flawless performance in the future. So if you can, recreate. If you cannot, you can transfer HTML templates. And that is it from the migration part. Finally, let's talk about some key takeaways from this session. So number one, set everything up in your account because that will actually ease the use of the platform in the future. Add your company details, add your logo, default social links, verify your sender's name. That information will be automatically populated in your email campaigns and in your any campaigns and automation. So that will be very useful for you in the future. Prep is very important. And number two, take advantage of the free 14-day trial we offer. So try to use as many features as you can. This will help you understand what works best for you, what doesn't. So then you can actually select the best pricing plan that you want to go with. So try automation workflows, try different channels that we offer. And yeah, if you decide not to go with a paid plan, you will always be able to stay with a free plan on Omnisend. Number three, warm up if you're migrating from another email service provider, or if you are a brand that has not been using any email service provider before, but that has been collecting contacts for quite some time. This will ensure great deliverability results in the future. So spend some time now and enjoy later. And finally, take a good care of your contact list. So clean your contact list regularly and unsubscribe all of the inactive contacts at least twice a year. So everyone who has not opened your email campaign in the last 6 months, who has not clicked anything, who has not purchased anything, those are contacts are most likely not to be opening, clicking, or purchasing anymore from you. So unsubscribe those contacts and target the ones that are actually active. And yeah, that is it for today. I really hope that you found this session useful. I wish to see you in the second onboarding session about contacts on Wednesday. If you have any questions, feel free to use our self-service knowledge base or contact our support team. We are available via in-app chat, Facebook, or at support@omnisend.com. We're here to help 24/7. Thank you and goodbye.